I've had the most amazing week last week. So if you want to find out what I get up to and what I'm planning to do this week, let's go. Hi there, I'm Christine the Gemini Stitcher and welcome to my sewing space. If you're new to my channel because you've found me through the Busy Bee Sewing Challenge launch or any other way, welcome to the Crazy Sewing Gang. This is my Monday Makes and Plans where I talk about what I managed to get up to last week and what I'm planning to do the coming week. I also want to say a huge thank you to everybody who commented on last Monday's vlog where I talked about my hauls, Barcelona and my face plant fall. I'm almost 100%, teeth are still a little bit tender at the front and I've still got pain here. I think it's muscular. So I just keep popping the ibuprofen and I'm getting there. So huge love to all of you who commented and wished me a speedy recovery. I'm on the mend and normal sewing service has resumed. So what did I get up to last week then? Well, Monday I spent the day tidying my sewing space and prepping for my first ever quilting class, which was on Tuesday. I went to Quilters Quarters in Longbridge in Lancashire. They have a lovely sewing space upstairs that they use as a sewing studio. And I think there were about 8 of us, all doing different things, but me and Sharon were beginner quilters, so we've made a start on a sample quilt. So, shall I show you the sample that I managed to do, the square that I managed to do this week? Give me a minute. Now, be warned, this is bright, like everything I make. I made this. I'm super proud of it. It's my first ever log cabin quilt square. Well, it's 4 squares joined together to make a block for my first ever quilt. So how did a numpty like me manage to get that amazing block? Well, it was all new to me. She told us we needed freezer paper. Freezer paper? Never heard of it, but Amazon came up good. So this is the freezer paper. And it's like sticky on one side, just a little bit. And I've brought you a sample of what we did. So first of all, I don't know if you can see all the little dots on there. Oh yeah, you can now. We measured out and drew out how the finished block would look. Then, nifty idea, we had 6 of these squares, stapled them all together with the one with the drawn lines on the top, and then the little holes are punched by sewing on the sewing machine with no threading and then separating them all, and you've got 6 with your template on them to follow. So that was the first stage. Stage 2. Stage 2, we had to cut loads of strips. So these are the colours, bright, that I used. Tula pink, apart from that bright pink fabric. And we cut a strip the width of the fabric in each colour that we were using. Then, these aren't my colours, it's just some scrap that she gave us. So then you cut your square for the middle, and she had this nifty little ironing tool. Don't know what it's called. I'll pop it at the bottom if I can find it. To just concentrate on ironing that square onto the shiny side in the middle. Clever. Then you get, let's turn it over. I've jumped ahead a little bit because on the back you put one in the middle, then 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, and just carry on all the way round. 2 in each. 2 numbers, an A and a B, then the next number. Yeah? That's your guide for your colours. So, on this side, choose your centre one, little iron. Then you get your first strip, which is 2A, and you put it that way round, obviously. Let me grab a strip. So you get 2A. And it doesn't matter if it's slightly over at either side, but you line it up like that. Pin it. Turn it over. And sew along the 2A line from end to end and lock the stitches. Then you go to the iron. Turn it that way and iron it to the paper. Yeah? Sounds very complicated. It was for me. Then you use the dot as your guide and measure with your ruler 1/4 inch from that dotted line and snip the excess off there. Do the same with that one, snip the excess off. And the same with that one. So that is that little square added. And then you turn and do the same with your second one. So line it up on this side, right sides together, pin it, turn it over, sew along the guideline on that side, fold it out on this side, use your little iron press, iron it to the paper, and then start trimming all the excess off. And you keep doing that until you've finished your square. And then you end up with one of these. And then you've got another 3 to make. Join them together and ta-da! And once you've done that, you can rip. I enjoyed doing that actually. All the paper off the back. So that's what the back looks like, all nice and neat. I'm super, super proud of it. It isn't perfect. The squares out in the middle, I think that's the best one. But then the others go a bit on the wonk. I think that one's bigger than the other 3. But you know what? It's the first time I've done one. So, yeah. And when you're looking at it on a big quilt, who's going to notice? So that's the first square that we've done. So we do a different square every month. Don't know what we're doing next month, but it's on freezer paper again. So watch this space. When I've been, it's the first Tuesday of the month. So whenever that is in August, is our next class. So that was my non-garment sew for last week, because every week from now on I'm doing some non-garment sewing to try and stop me from making too many clothes. I'm trying, all right? I've no guarantee it's going to work because I love making clothes, but I'm trying to get into quilting, trying to get back into my cross stitch, and think that's what's on my radar for this week as my non-quilting task. But what did I make? You'll remember last week I said I wanted to make the Hussard trousers from Maison Fauve. There's the stock image of them. I've had this pattern for yonks, nearly 2 years I think. When I bought it, Maison Fauve did not do PDF patterns. They do them now, and I'm sure you can get the pattern for the Hussard on PDF because it's quite an old pattern. And I did them. So I cut the purple pair out, and here they are in all their glory. Oh, bit of thread there. Loving the pleat detail above the pockets. Love the nice deep pockets that are in the side. They have a seam down the front, which is a beautiful detail. And then on the back, they've got a yoke, which you top stitch, and 2 pockets, patch pockets on the back. Now, there was only one problem I had with this pattern. Now, it may be me, correct me if I'm wrong, and it is partly my fault because of something I always do with shaped waistbands, or with any waistband on trousers, and I didn't do it because it's a while since I've made some that have a proper fitted waist, if I'm honest. So when I do a waistband, and I suggest you do it, put it out a lot bigger than you need. And I mean a lot bigger. By, say, that much on either side of your pattern piece. It just gives you loads of wiggle room for variations in the pattern, and you can cut, and you just get rid of the excess when you're sewing it at the ends, and you know it's big enough. I didn't do that. I made it the size of the pattern piece. I've double checked, and I cut it out to the size 40, which is the size I wanted. So I made them, tried them on before I put the waistband on. So I'd done my fly zip. Love doing a fly zip. And I thought, right, I'm trying them on. Tried them on. Good fit. Really pleased with them. So all I had to do was put the waistband on and turn them up. When I pinned the waistband, it was really tight, and I mean really tight fit. And because this is stretchy, has a bit of stretch in the denim, I was stretching it out to get it to fit. And obviously, really stretching it. Never thought. Made them up. I mean, really made them up to like, oh, I hadn't done the buttonhole, that was the only thing. So they were at this stage. Tried them on. Could not get the waistband. It was about that much out. I mean, come on, Maison Fauve. What's gone wrong with the waistband on these trousers? So I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So, unpicked the waistband, took it off completely, took it all apart, because it has an inside and an outside to it. Cut them up the middle of the back, both the outside and the facing piece, and added a piece in. Now, this is bigger than I needed because, so it's from there to under where that tab is. So that's how much I added into the waistband, and I reckon I probably needed about that much. So what's that? 2 inches? 3 inches? It's a lot to be out by. Very strange. But I got them to fit. The only thing I'm annoyed with is I'd spent time and put some homemade bias binding all along the facing on the inside, and then ended up with the piece that I patched in, just overlocking that because I was past caring by then. But you won't see it, it's on the inside. They fit, which is the main thing, isn't it? And very wearable indeed. The other thing that I did, I remembered a label, girls. So I put a cute little label on it that says cute outfit, babe. And I think that goes really nicely. And I put it on the outside, on the edge of one of the front pockets. Because I've got a thing about nice labels not being seen. Unless by me. So when I do labels, I'm putting them on the outside. So they're the lilac pair. And I said, didn't I? I'm only doing one garment a week. But you know me. I got it straight in my head with the lilac pair, and they were my toile pair because I'd got some stripy denim in Barcelona that I wanted to make them in. And I've done them. here they are in all their glory. Excuse them being a little bit creased. I had them on yesterday. Get me? Wearing them already. So, made the waistband a lot bigger on these. Not had the same problem. Perfect fit. Let's fasten these babies up. So I'll put a really nice button on the front. Again, cute label. This one's just got some little blue flowers on and says handmade. And in this stripe, you can't really see the centre seam down the front because I've matched it. So yeah, really like these. And there's the back, all done. All ready. So I really needed some crop trousers, casual ones. So I've got 2 pairs now. Fabulousy. So will I make the Hussard pants again? Abso-flipping-lutely I will. I've written a note on the pattern envelope about the waistband issue, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that won't happen again. And I've got another piece of a summer weight denim that I need to use up. This is it. So I'm going to make a 3rd pair in this gorgeous bright blue denim. Hopefully this week. So that's 3 pairs of Maison Fauve Hussard pantaloons. Thank you very nicely. So that's plan number 1 for this week. Another pair of these. Plan number 2 for this week is to use this beautiful rib jersey fabric that I got from First for Fabrics a few months ago now, I think, and I've not made anything with it. Now, next week, I'm going down to Anglesey and not sure what the weather's going to be like, so I need tops that are suitable for cooler days. And I want to make this in the Adrienne blouse from Friday Pattern Company. There's an image of it. I have made a couple last year. They're getting a bit raggedy. So I thought this would be perfect as an Adrienne. It's a quick, easy make, and it will be perfect, warmer-ish summer top because it's got those longer sleeves. What do we think? Loving that idea. And they will go great with the denim jeans and outfit. Then, what am I doing? 1 garment a week, I said. And this is just going on. In fairness, these are going to be over 2 weeks because I'm planning what I'm taking to Anglesey with me next week. We go on Saturday. Steph and I are going down to the bungalow for a week and we're taking our sewing project with us. And we're just planning on doing some nice walks, weather permitting, nice food, treats and drinks, and lots and lots of sewing. So what I don't get done this week will get taken with me next week. So the other plan is to use some scraps because I've decided every month one of the garments I make has got to be from my scrap bin because it's overflowing. So I'm trying to use them up. So I've got these 2 pieces of broderie anglaise that I made my shorts and top out of for my hauls. There's the shorts and top combo that I made. So I've got a bit of the white and quite a bigger piece of the blue. And when I was in Barcelona, I went in one of the shops, and one of the things that they were quite big on using was ladder lace. So I've got some ladder lace. Let's take it out of the packet. So this is what it's like. And you sew it in between seams to create a bit of detail. And I'm trying to get more detail into my sewing stuff. This is a really good idea. So I'm going to use these 3 things. I have got a pack called the Phoenix Blouse from Hey June. There's the Phoenix Blouse. And my plan is to make the sleeveless version, because I don't think I'll have enough to make anything more than that, and do the main part in the blue. So the front and the back yoke, and if I've not got enough to do the inside yoke, I can do that in some plain cream fabric. So that's the main part. And then the front detail yoke bit in this white. And then, just to make it even more complicated for myself, the ladder lace, I want to go round the square at the front with the ladder lace, and then along the line of the yoke, bottom line of the yoke where it meets the back piece, in it on the back. What do you think? Bit of detail? Is it overkill? Let me know. But it's using some scraps, apart from the lace that I had to get. So that's another plan, but it's my scrap plan for this month. Fingers crossed I get a top out of it. One last thing to talk about, only because I've cut it out. Now, you'll remember that I bought the Sewing Bee Back to Basics book. Just let me grab it out. So this is the book I got. I did a review on it, so I'll pop the link to that below if you're interested in that. You can see inside the book, because when you go in the shop, they're in a sealed, they're all sealed up. You can't get in, probably partly because there's patterns in there. And I chose 5 patterns from the book to do sew-alongs. So this month's sew-along, and I asked everybody to vote for which one you wanted me to do in July. And it was a close run thing with a couple of them, but this is the one that got the most votes, and it's the casual shirt. So that needs doing. So I will take that to Anglesey with me probably, and then I can record the sew-along down there. We'll see how I get on. If not, I can always do it when I get back. But it's all cut out to take with me. So the shirt plays with the stripes. It's got a little pocket on the front and yoke on the back. It hasn't got any cuffs there, just turn up, rolled up. Great news. No cuffs to deal with. Just the collar and the buttons, I think, are the hard parts. Now, it says in the book that you need 2 meters of fabric, and I only had 1.5 meters of the fabric that I wanted to use for it. But the good news is I managed to Tetris it out of this fabric. So I've cut it all out in this beautiful striped pink viscose. I got this from Guthrie & Garney yonks ago. It is a yarn dyed striped viscose, and that means yarn dyed means that the print isn't put on afterwards. It's in the colour of the yarn as it's woven, so it's the same on both sides, which can be a bit confusing when you're doing pattern piecing, because there will be a slight difference. So before I start sewing this, I'm going to put little bits of washi tape on the right sides of every piece of fabric, every pattern piece, and then I don't have to start thinking about it, holding it near the window, deciding is that the right side or the wrong side, and it slows you down. So that's my tip. If you're not sure what's the right side and the wrong side of a fabric, choose which one you think you like on the outside and put washi tape on all your pattern pieces on the same side, and you're good to go. So that's the first sew-along that's going to happen, coming to a TV near you shortly. The last thing I want to tell you about before I go is the Busy Bee Sewing Challenge. Apologies if you're sick of hearing about it, But it is a 3-month challenge that's launched this month. There are 8 of us doing it this year. So if you're interested in seeing what's going on, I will pop a link to my Busy Bee playlist. You can go in there and you can see all the vlogs that have been posted so far by the 8 vloggers who are all taking part. So that's it for this week. I'm going to get as many things as I can sewn. I think the priority is the last pair of Hussard jeans because I want to take them with me to Anglesey, and the Adrienne blouse. The rest of them will probably come to Anglesey with me. And I will also be taking my Busy Bee pattern challenge with me as well. So if you want to know what pattern I'm sewing up for the challenge 1 pattern challenge, I will also pop the link to my pattern reveal vlog below. Go and have a nosy, and that will be revealed on the 31st of July. So that's it for this week, guys. I hope you all have an amazing sewing week, and I will see you next Monday. It will be pre-recorded before I leave for Anglesey on Saturday. Apologies for that. So there may not be as much sewing as normal done, but then there will be a bumper edition when I get back. And also, while I'm away, I'm going to put up the vlog that I've recorded all about my Virgin Voyages cruise, including where we went, what I thought of the ship, what I packed, me made, and what I actually wore, and what I like to wear the most on my cruise. So if that's something you're interested in, that will be coming out next week. So take care, happy sewing, and I'll see you later in the week for another snippet of sewing goodies. Bye for now.